They said it's time to go live. Time to go live. NBA show. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. Yes, it's that time. It is time to talk about basketball. Actually, you know what? This is what I should do. What I should do is hit up this guy named Rich Loser. He's a producer for music, and I can get him. He produced me a intro for a podcast that I wanted to do like 2 years ago that I never did. Out of not I just don't like podcasts. Like, I like listening to podcasts, and like this show has a podcast format that you can listen to, that we just take the show and re-upload it to any streaming service. So if you miss an episode of the live show, we just take the live show. I cut out a piece, like any like empty space, and then I just upload it there. So it's literally the same thing as this. But guys, be a friend and tell a friend if you do enjoy it. We are here talking about everything from the NBA to, I guess there's a little bit of college football we could talk about. Jackson isn't hopping on yet, so we're going to give him a little call. Let's see if he's awake. We're calling him right now. We're waiting for him to answer. He's fucking asleep. I know he's asleep. We're not doing a solo episode again. Will he awake? I don't know if he's going to wake up. But, yo, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving might not get traded. Isn't that fucking wild?
Call has been forwarded.
Oh, okay. He says taking forever. So maybe he is coming on. Waiting for him to hop in on this, but either way, thank you for joining, guys. I appreciate it. Yo, Shade Texan, what up? Supposedly Jackson is taking forever, okay, but you know he's hopping on, and we got a few news that we could talk about. Still waiting for Jackson to join. We got, first off, Adam Silver doesn't like the idea of the Brooklyn Nets star Kevin Durant requesting a trade. Also, it's been reported by Brian Lewis of the New York Post that Kevin Durant is not getting traded. Yeah. Oddly enough, that's the cycle. Finally.
What's up?
Good morning. Not much. Shade says hello.
Hello, Shade.
He's surprised you ain't asleep.
I was up till like
I saw. We were both up.
6.
You were up till 6? Oh, I was
Watching
up till what?
The DB Cooper Netflix thing.
Wait, what DB Cooper Netflix? I know what DB Cooper is. Like, DB Cooper stole a plane. He says, I have a bomb. They give him the plane. He takes the money. It's the 1963 or some shit. He hops out the plane over like Mexico. Plane's never seen again. Wait, it's not Mexico. It's over the Seattle Sound. They found money. They found his money. Like, in the last 20 years, they found like packets of the money, but they've never found the body or the plane. Sup, Thomas Perry?
Hello, Thomas Perry.
Tell me, what else did you
pretty
find
much.
out? Any new facts? Is there any new shit that they found out in the last few years?
Some people really think they found DB Cooper.
Like, who is it supposedly?
Rutherford, something Rutherford. I don't know. I only watched the first 2. But now I want to find DB Cooper because the only person cooler than DB Cooper can be the guy who finds him and finally cracks the 50-plus year long case.
You know what's the stupidest thing ever? You can't rob a bank. Well, or ask for ransom money anymore, or like ever, because when they give you ransom money or you rob a bank, those bills are numbered. So if you ever spend that money, boom, you're caught. You can never spend that money because they will be like, this serial number, we know we're robbed. This money is stolen money. So then they run the tapes of that day. They see, so you can't use stolen money.
When did that happen? Because that's very true.
It has to be in like, did you know in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, like there was, I think, an average of 50 airplane hijackings a year because air insurance and air ransom was like the easiest way to get money. So like during that time, like think about Catch Me If You Can. It used to be so easy. Like I've told you this. If I lived 100 years ago, I'd be like Vance DeCole or whatever, the guy who did the Dreadnoughts hoax where he dressed up in blackface and he tricked the British government that he was from Saudi Arabia and he was a prince, and they like put him on a ship and they like acted like they were giving him and Elizabeth Wolfe, also dressed up as a man and like dressed brown, and like was able to like trick the British government, put them in the main newspaper saying that they were royal Saudi Arabian princes who were coming and getting a tour by the British Royal Navy, but they were really just British students, just with really bad accents. Just like, that's like, they just got a bunch of shit, yeah. And they're like, he's like known as a world famous British prankster, where he would prank like the media.
That's the life right there.
I would do that. Maybe not like dressing in like different faces, but like I would just prank people and just be a con man 100 years ago. You know how easy it would be to con people? But not poor people.
Easy in Red Dead.
Yeah, like not poor people. You don't con poor people. You're Robin Hood. You got to con the rich. That's why that way in history they like you, because you took from the rich, gave to the poor.
Yeah. Hello, Aaron.
All right, let's talk about some NBA news. We just talked about the Dreadnoughts hoax, which was by Horace DeVere Cole, which is just wild. Oh, they acted as Abyssinia. So Ethiopia used to be called Abyssinia, and they acted like they were Abyssinia Royals. Like, I gotta show you this picture. You're not gonna believe what I'm about to show you. Okay. Do you know who Elizabeth Wolfe is? She's like one of the great authors of our time. This is her. That's her.
She sounds familiar.
This is Elizabeth Wolfe right here. That's them dressed up as Abyssinian. Basically, they dressed up as the Ethiopian Empire and said they were royals from Ethiopia. And this is like the British government. And
why did they do that? For what?
To expose how easy it was to trick the royal British government. Mm-hmm. So the one right here on the right, the far right, this one, that's Virginia Woolf.
The boy who cried wolf?
Virginia Woolf. No, she's just like a really famous like author from like the 20th century that like if you go to American high school, you probably learn about her.
I went to American high school and I know of Virginia Woolf.
So the Celtics are not expected to have interest in trading for Donovan Mitchell. But Donovan Mitchell, what do you expect from him? He stays, or because it was reported that now they're trying to get him? They're listening to offers.
I hope someone trades for him. I hope it's. Man, I was just thinking about it. Well, I can't remember who I want him to go to. It's not Miami. Oh man. Where else? Who else is interested in him? Who's interested?
New York?
Yeah, that's where I want him to go to. New York. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
York. Yes. Jalen Brunson. I hope they trade Donovan Mitchell. I guess what doesn't make too much sense to keep him. So I think he'll get traded. I saw. Yeah, Miami. They seem to love that fit, the Miami.
Yeah.
Nets might want him. Well, that's interesting. If Donovan Mitchell goes to Miami and Ayton goes to Indiana, then KD has to choose between Brooklyn and Toronto.
No, at this point, it was reported that by Brian Lewis of the New York Post, again, it's the New York Post, so take it with a grain of salt, that they're Kyrie never requested a trade, and he has all the intentions on playing for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, with that being said, Kevin Durant and Kyrie allegedly, the Nets are fully willing to take this into the season, to have them on the roster. They know Kevin Durant isn't the type not to play. They know Kyrie wants to play with or without Durant. They're fine taking this to the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So with that, I mean, man, I love the idea of, first off, Kevin Durant, if Kyrie and Kevin Durant, we've talked about this before, if Kyrie and Kevin Durant were traded, they're not being traded to the Eastern Conference. You don't trade superstars.
Most likely.
That's, you know what I mean? Like how, like,
they just did it with Harden, like.
Well, that was different, though. That was
months ago. Not really.
Well, that was because James Harden said he didn't want to be traded to anybody except the Sixers. And this
never say that. We'll go to Philly. All right, weirdo. Sure. Your wish, my command. I don't think it's all that crazy that one of them would stay in the East, but I do think that KD's going to Golden, Kyrie's going to the Lakers. Did you see the report that the only reason Kyrie Irving isn't on the Lakers is because they refused to give 2 first-round picks in the trade, and then I also saw that they offered, I don't believe this one, but they offered for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner for Russ.
One second, my girlfriend's taking the summer class, and my boy's also taking the summer class, so I'm trying to get the answer. Sorry about that. Say that again. I was just trying to get the answers from him to send it to my girlfriend.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I was like trying to handle a logistical issue. But either way, what were we talking about? Kevin Durant. And yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah, I agree with Aaron Bourne just said it. The Lakers are completely delusional. And I don't even know at this point, like, what is the framework? Because did you see the report that supposedly a Rudy Gobert trade made it more, the price tag go up on Kevin Durant trade?
Yeah, but we knew this.
Yeah.
We've been done new at.
Do you think then, with that being said, I don't even know at this point, like, because the best offer isn't going to come from a contending team, and then you see the reports that, they're going to try to use every resource to exhaust a Kevin Durant trade.
I would assume.
The Miami Heat.
Oh. Wow, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't even know what the Heat can offer.
They wanted Bam or something, but can't Bam not?
Yeah, Bam can't be traded unless Ben Simmons is included.
So yeah, that's a damn shame. JB Butler, G stands for gets.
I love Jimmy Butler, like, with a passion. I think Jimmy Butler. I mean, the deal would have to be around Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero.
Oh, hung up. Phone's been hung up. I'm all set.
Really?
No thanks. Ooh, Ben goes to Atlanta in a 3-team trade. Breaking news.
Dude, I want Ben on Atlanta. Imagine DeJounte Murray, Ben Simmons, Trae Young. I assume they would trade like John Collins.
Yeah. John Collins to the whichever team. Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Brooklyn gets shafted in that. They get fucking like Kyle Lowry.
They would get. Would you send Kevin Durant? You send Ben Simmons for John Collins in a 3-team trade. You send Kevin Durant for Kyle Lowry and Tyler Hero, and then you said Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Nikola Jovic, Omar Yurtseven, basically all the young guys on the roster, okay, and Tyler Hero and Kyle Lowry, a few picks, and you send Ben Simmons for John Collins and KD for all those players from Miami. Would you do that?
No one's doing that except Brooklyn. Or except Miami. The only team that's doing that trade is the Miami Heat.
I know.
So
I know. A boy can dream.
imagine focusing a Kevin Durant trade around.
I just
Kyle
want
Lowry
Ben
at this point
Simmons
in
and
his
Russell Westbrook at this point.
I want
How
Russ to
great-
the Nets makes no sense.
But how amazing would that be to watch? Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons on the floor at the same time.
Just
It'd be like watching basketball in 2001.
there'd have to be I guess there would have to be a third team either way. But that would be interesting. I wish I had 2K so I could kind of try that out. That sounds fun.
That is true. You don't have 2K?
I deleted it for storage.
Oh, what a shame. You know what's so gay with the new Xboxes? The new Xboxes, you know, like how you used to be able to plug any storage device and be able to save?
No.
All right, like you used to be able to just buy like a external hard drive for a PC and plug it into your Xbox and it would do the same shit. Now you have to buy Xbox compatible hard drives to save Xbox games on the new Xbox.
I don't understand much.
Alrighty, so now we talked about a little thing that we wanted to talk about yesterday. You know what that was? The Toronto Raptors. We'll talk about the Toronto Raptors today. How's that sound?
Oh, let me pull this up. That sounds amazing.
So the Toronto Raptors, they drafted Christian Colocu. That was their big draft pick this past year. Their roster is already looking set. I probably should share the roster so people can see what the team looks like. And we'll be talking about the Toronto Raptors. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Can you see this? Or should I zoom in? That's a little bit better. All right. So currently, the Toronto Raptors, as you can see, you know what? I would like to say you were right. Mike Luciano was right. That the Toronto Raptors didn't really do shit. They just kept the same team and they built up their bench. And they brought in Otto Porter, which I thought was a great signing. They drafted Christian Colocu because they needed a big man. And they basically brought back all their free agents. And they also signed DJ Wilson.
I don't claim that. Yeah. They signed DJ Wilson. That was
What's your thoughts on DJ?
I like.
Yeah,
he played for Houston for a little bit, a little smidgen. He was pretty cool actually in Houston, but I think that it was like I'm a little surprised they moved on from Utah, but hopefully Utah goes somewhere and gets some playing time. But I think Toronto had a great offseason where they essentially just retained. I think that it was a huge deal retaining Chris Boucher and Thaddeus Young, getting both of them back. Pretty solid contracts too. And then from there, you didn't really need to do much. And then they come out here and they make this money signing an Otto Porter Jr. And I would imagine that they're pretty set with Delano Banton and Malachi Flynn's development and progression. So continuity. I would say, man, I take so much pride that I predicted the Raps to be the 5th seed last year, and they did. Actually, I think I went 5th seed, and I had them taking down Brooklyn in round 1. I take so much pride in that. But they'll make the playoffs again. Don't trade Scotty Barnes. And Precious Achiuwa is a future star.
I love Precious Achiuwa. I think Precious Achiuwa is a stud. He developed really well. And I think next year the lineup's probably going to be – I wonder who they're going to run at center. Maybe Khem Birch.
Precious. Ooh, I hope not. Yeah, they did that at the start of this last year. I think it'll be Precious now.
Yeah, either Precious or Khem. Precious or Kem will be the starting center. Pascal, power forward. Small forward, OG Anunoby. Shooting guard, Fred VanVleet. Point guard, they'll probably do Scotty Barnes with Gary Trent Jr. playing the six-man role with Thaddeus Young.
Bro,
And
what?
yeah, I mean, Fred VanVleet, you're paying a shit ton of money, and he fits better off ball next to Scotty. And Gary Trent is the perfect guy to come off the bench and be a sixth man who can drop like 20 points off the bench. Then you have Chris Boucher, Thad Young, and Gary Trent as the first three guys off the bench. Then the fourth guy off the bench is Otto Porter to start the year. Then you would say fifth guy off the bench is going to either be Kem Birch, Malachi Flynn, or DJ Wilson. This is something that I think we could agree is last year they were literally playing like 6 or 7 guy rotation. It was literally Pascal, Fred, Gary, OG, Chris Boucher, Thad Young, and Scotty Barnes. And that was they couldn't even play Kem Birch that much. And now I feel like they fixed their biggest problem, which was more scoring off the bench, more size off the bench, more players off the bench while retaining the same exact roster, but building up that bench. And I agree with what you said. I think they do believe in the development of either Delano Banton or Malachi Flynn because they didn't bring in a backup point guard.
Yeah. Also, I take it back. I think Precious will come off the bench. I forgot that. There's too many mouths to feed. There is no way Gary Trent Jr. I don't think he should come off of the bench. This guy led the league in steals for like most of the season. But either way, what you're saying, deep team, yeah, quietly improving, made some good moves, build off it. Apparently, Armani Brooks got a nice little touchdown there in Summer League. And DJ Wilson's a nice little forward. Thaddeus Young was a big acquisition at the deadline, and so yeah, looking good. Toronto, I think. Let me give him a grade.
Give him a grade. You don't. I'm gonna after this segment. I have no idea. My girlfriend. I give him a B plus if I had to grade him.
B plus. I like that.
My girlfriend just told me the toilet was clogged and she tried plunging like it with a plunger and the plunger broke. Isn't that terrible? And she's like extremely panicked right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I always forget to bring a tissue down here. I'm going to do it into this shirt.
Okay, so no. Oh.
Ooh. I left my heater on last night. Now it's hot as shit.
Right.
Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Folgers in your cup is awesome, though I drink Maxwell House. Oh, I have to call her because she doesn't know what.
I can never just think of fun stuff.
Okay.
I can't think of ever just what to talk about when the one time it's like.
1 second. How do you look next to the toilet? There should be a tube. Do you see a tube? Turn off the tube. I'm telling you how to turn off the water. Look for a tube. The toilet's overflowing, and I'm trying.
Tragic rates. Newest clip. Cyro Asseo's girlfriend breaks toilet. Plunger doesn't work. Plunger properly. Calls in panic. Breaking news. Best part of waking up.
I'm literally trying to help her, and she's getting mad at me.
That's that's the sounding story from that movie with Jim Carrey and who's that? The guy, who's the other guy who's hilarious? I think it might be Dumb and Dumber, where they go up to like Aspen or something, and he takes a colossal Duke
Which one? I don't
in
know.
the
I actually don't know
bathroom.
the Jim Carrey movie. That one. I love Jim Carrey. I don't know which one that is.
Who's the friend, the blonde friend? He's really funny. I can't think of his name, but yeah, he's in the bathroom and he drops an unideal. Trying to think if I've ever had a similar situation to what's going on right now.
I like she's getting pissed at me because she's saying I'm unhelpful. I'm like,
Is this in her apartment? Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, he's from
no,
Full
I'm
House.
muted.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Oh, that's Uncle. What? Who is that? Uncle. Of course, I can only think of Uncle Jesse. Um, damn, bro. What's that fucker's name? The show cannot continue until we get this.
It was just she was blowing me up, and now she's pissed at me. Like this is all my fault.
IMDb it. Takes all the fun out of it. Hey, what is the who's the other uncle from other than Jesse in Full House?
Uncle Joey.
Ah, that's right. Yeah. We got it. The show can live. Let's go. David Johnson, Ishmael Wainwright, Jeff Daniels.
I'm so sorry about that. That was just such an awful. But no. So, I mean, Ishmael Wainwright, I'm pretty sure he's on the Suns now, but it's Justin Champagnie was on their G League two-way contract. So was David Johnson. Supposedly, Justin Champagnie could be back, but David Johnson, he didn't improve much. And our Monty Brooks has been cooking in the summer league, and Svi Mikhailou, he's been really good. Like in the past, that's 3-point shooting, but this past year is kind of shit for them. I don't know. What do you think? This is a 4th seed again?
I don't know what happened to him. I'm not done. I'm not ready to do my official prediction on the Toronto Raptors upcoming season. But if I had to do my way too early Toronto Raptors season preview for next season,
Go for it.
Oh yeah. I need a cigar. Ooh, Popeyes for lunch might be the move. Let me do KFC. Actually, this is taking way too long. My way too long, way too early prediction for the Raptors. I'll go 5th seed again.
Really, I think this is a 4th seed. They're gonna go 50-32.
Wow, 50-win season for Toronto. Pretty dope right there.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good.
Everyone
good
watching
take.
this should go subscribe to my Raptors Daily. I haven't posted on my Raptors Daily in like a week.
What was their record last year? They were a 48-win team. Yeah, they're 50-32 next year. I'm calling that 50-32. They went 48-34 last year. 50-32, I think, is the new. They're a 50-win team this year.
Mitchell to Charlotte, breaking news.
Dude, if that was true, that'd be fucking crazy. Who would they trade?
Breaking news: Celtics not expected to have interest in trading for Donovan Mitchell.
They were actually said no, they don't have interest in trading for Donovan Mitchell, but I guess that was okay. Yeah, it was Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, it was. Today's quick question: who had the more successful career, Carmelo Anthony or Andre Iguodala? Quick answer.
Andre
Quick
Iguodala.
answer. Okay.
But who made more money? Carmelo Anthony. Do you know how fucking rich Carmelo?
I don't care about that. Who cheated on his wife more? I'll give it to Carmelo Anthony.
Nah, I ain't. You know,
who's way cooler though?
Carmelo. I know Carmelo's from Baltimore. I know so many people who were like, I know Carmelo. I know Carmelo went to high school with Carmelo. Carmelo and I used to hoop together. There's so many people who are that like, I know Carmelo. Like all like, nah, I don't know about that. I know people who smoked weed with Carmelo.
Nice.
You know he has like a Warner Bros tattoo, but it's actually for West Baltimore.
Oh, cool. It's a play on whatever
It,
those are called.
I guess like double like like how the Warner Bros is WB. It's like that,
Mhm.
but it's like not obviously not Warner Bros. It's West Baltimore.
BO.
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick. I didn't even put that together. Oh my god.
because it's WB or
Yeah,
Warner Bros, but instead it's for West Baltimore because he's from
yeah.
West Baltimore. That's kind of dope, right? And you
That
can
way
see
you
it in
can
two.
stay out of copyright and
Yeah, and you can stay at it.
I'm just
Uh,
kidding. You say you can see it in 2K?
you can see it in 2K if you zoom in on
Mhm.
him because it's right here on his shoulder.
What player has the best? What player's tattoos look the best in 2K?
Yo, honestly, I would actually fuck with Carmelo Anthony on the Raptors. I know he just does not fit whatsoever, but as a like, because he would be playing the role DJ Wilson was signed to, and
TJ Wilson's been assigned a role.
no, but
Fuck,
like,
you gotta be ready to play, bro. I hope he
D,
gets assigned a role.
well, I assume that he's gonna be the backup for Otto Porter, which is the power forward who can launch threes.
They don't really, yeah. I, I hope he gets more of a run this go around. That's a good point. I don't think they don't really run like your average. Like Nick Nurse doesn't really run your average rotation. I think.
No, he's a fucking freak. I
I wish
love
I was a
Nick
Raps
Nurse.
fan.
Nick
Sometimes.
Nurse is a fucking genius. Nick Nurse loves length. Nick Nurse does not give a fuck about height. Nick Nurse wants to beat you in transition. He's going to have more two-way guys than you. He's going to have more length than you. He's going to have a team that's just going to be able to move the ball well. I fucking love Nick
He
Nurse.
also fucked your bitch.
Dude, Nick Nurse, dude, his autobiography is so good. So good. I would literally read it again.
You should do a live stream on your channel where you just
Read
read
books.
read Nick Nurse's autobiography.
It was a warm
Is
summer
auto
night.
the one where you do it on you do your own biography?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
uh, most of the
those
time
are lame, man.
when people have autobiographies, they have someone help write the like. When I read the Malcolm X autobiography, that's written by Alex Haley. Roots,
Yeah, but Malcolm X is like way
Mal,
cooler than
dude, Malcolm
Nurse.
X's autobiography. I read it. I've read it twice. My dad gave me it as a birthday present when I was in the third grade. I read it when I was like 9 or 10 years old. Then I reread. Probably not a great book to read at 9 and 10, but reread
Yeah,
it. Reread it when I was like 18.
that's
Great.
but he can do something like that. He can do that.
He he was able to in the past tense.
Yeah, this
Uh,
is like Nick. I'm talking like Nick Nurse.
oh, Nick Nurse. Yeah, he wrote a
Was
book about the year after his championship, and it was about because Nick Nurse owned a basketball team and was the head coach and the general manager and the owner of a basketball team. He also paid
That's super cool.
Dennis Rodman to come play for 2 games for $30,000 in England. And then like he's got crazy stories. He also coached all over Europe, coached a lot in England. Um did he I think he went over to Australia. Basically, he coached all over before he got a chance in the NBA, got an NBA assistant job and then got a head coaching job.
The rest is history, baby.
Didn't they win the championship in his first year coaching?
Yeah, right? Because it was 1 year,
After Dwayne Casey was fired.
after Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he was fired
What
after
a
winning coach
ballsy
of the.
play.
Yeah,
What a
because
ballsy play.
so basically, yeah, because what's his face? He coached all over Nick Nurse. He coached all over a lot of England, and then he finally got. He created the Iowa Energy, which is now the Iowa Wolves. But he talked with someone, and he literally created the Iowa Energy, and then he left and came back and then got a job on Dwayne Casey's bench and then replaced Dwayne Casey when they fired him. And won a championship in his first year. Yeah.
Amen.
That's fucking crazy. I love Dwayne Casey. I mean, not Dwayne Casey. Also, was Dwayne Casey that a Raptors fan? Was Dwayne Casey that bad of a coach?
Whoa, Thomas, I wonder what's for lunch. Dude,
I'm actually starving.
I'm super hungry too. What do you think he's eating for lunch?
I don't know. I'm a big sandwich guy for lunch.
Dude, I think I gotta get rid of this damn diet. I'm trying to do this primate diet. I want bread.
I've
had a carb in 4 years.
Really?
No, I haven't had a carb in like 10 hours.
I try to intermediate fast for so I haven't eaten since 12. So what? I'm 10 hours since my last time I ate. I'm trying to go till noon without eating. That'll mean I'll go. I'll only
get jacked. So can I eat bread?
I mean, you're supposed to eat wheat bread. You're not supposed to eat white bread.
That's the same. It's wheat and white are the same fucking shit. Just
like
hops. I don't get that.
No, I didn't get the thing. I didn't get it. Thomas Perry, you gotta explain that one.
Nothing. What you just said made sense to me.
But Calvin and Hobbes. I love Calvin and Hobbes. We have
sandwich place.
No, the comic strip, Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh man, I would love to read a comic. Oh yeah, it is that.
Yes, I got it right. Calvin and Hobbes. That's what I thought it was. One of my friends we call Hobbes. And my fourth.
I don't get it though.
Search up Calvin and Hobbes comic. My fourth grade teacher was obsessed with Calvin and Hobbes, so she used to have a bunch of Calvin and Hobbes books we could read. And then one of my fraternity brothers looks like Hobbes, so we call him Hobbes from Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, but what's tuna sandwiches?
Hobbes and Calvin and Hobbes loves tuna sandwiches.
I got you, man.
I'm like
my old roommate used to always we'd go to Subway and he'd always get a tuna sandwich.
That's fucking gross.
I always have to eat in a different room.
Yeah. Calvin and Hobbes is one of the best comics ever. I think it started as a newspaper comic, and then they started making full-fledged books, like comic books. It was a comic strip. I used to want to be a comic artist.
Oh, you'd be a good comic artist, I have a feeling.
I've realized though, you have to understand, I go to a super liberal school, and the way you and I talk is how I talk in class. And I just know that dude, so many people have to be biting their tongue, and I'll say stuff, and I think I'm I'm surprised not more people tell me to shut the fuck up. Dude, I was at 4th of July talking about, I was at a pool, my friend's rooftop pool. So there was other people there. And I was talking about how I was full on for capitalism, but anti-monopoly. And I was like, this is a very hypocritical conversation, because I was like, I'm full on for capitalism, but I hate monopolies. And dude, this random woman literally turns around and goes I'd like to say one thing.
Oh no, you're fine.
Yeah, she's like, you're talking about how you're for capitalism, but you're anti-monopoly. I think you should just do some reading instead of talking.
Oh, no way.
Yes, I literally looked at her and I was just like, I'm gonna in my head I was like, I'm in a public setting, but I would be so rude to you right now if I actually wasn't enjoying laying in this pool. And I just looked at her and I was like, cool. And I was like, cool. And I turned back to my friends and just kept talking about the same shit. But
flirting with you.
No, dude, she had shark teeth. I wanted to look at her and just be. But like the thing is like she eavesdropped in my conversation, and I had repeatedly said I was like, I know this is hypocritical, and it was because like I was saying it was like I'm all for like capitalism, trying to make money, because like what I'm doing with YouTube, if it wasn't for capitalism, I wouldn't be able to do it. You know, I obviously understand that there needs to be limits in capitalism. Like the thing I was talking about was like how Apple, Amazon, and other companies like Apple needs to be broken up. They need to sell off, either decide to be a technology company that creates software and technology, or they're a streaming company and do that all that other shit. And Amazon has to either decide they're an online e-commerce store, a web service provider, or you know what I mean? And like, because like all these companies are basically modern day monopolies, and like that's what we were talking about. And that's what she eavesdropped in, and I was just like, I was like, you completely just pulled out everything I was saying. You're just a libtard.
Oh my God, you just said that word.
Are you not allowed to say
I
that?
just learned that word recently, and I'll like use it with my buddy Nick as a joke. Like when we go down south, I'll say that as a joke. I don't know. It's funny that you just said that word.
You don't say libtard. I love saying, dude. I get so mad. I like.
Damn it,
Well, I go.
George. That's how I say it though.
Well, I go to like the most liberal school ever, and I'm like, I used to be a registered Republican. I recently unregistered and I became unaffiliated because the way I put it, my friend says I'm a libertarian. I'm not a libertarian. I'm just socially progressive, pro-choice, your body. You can do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to smoke crack, if you want to have abortions, if you want to do whatever, if you want to be gay, if you want to have change your sex, do whatever. That's you. I'm cool with whatever makes people happy. I like low taxes, but where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Oh, I go to a super liberal ass school like that. Like they teach you that like everything in society, like we live in an oppressive society, that all problems in today's society is caused by the white male and white people. Like that's like all our classes like teach that to an extent, which like is fine. Like I think it is. It's just a little like overbearing at times. So I have like a lot of like libtards, like dude, it like, so like dude, it's bad. Like sometimes they'll talk about like where they'll live and they'll be like, yeah, I could never live in the South, and they'll be like, why? And they'll be like, just because. Like these are the type of people I go to school with. People that if you said you are Republican or you share any views with Republican, they'll be like, please don't speak to me, please don't look at me, please don't come in.
Loyola's the same. I'm really surprised. I didn't know Kansas was like that.
Yeah, no, like this is like a super liberal school. They're like, if you literally make anything Republican, they'll just be like, don't even like I don't know. Have you seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, the episode where Larry David's about to have sex with this woman and he sees a picture of George W. Bush on her table and she goes, is that George W. Bush? She's like, yeah. And she's like, I'm friends with him. She's like, oh, you're a Republican? And he's like about to fuck her, and she's like, yes, I'm a Republican, Larry. He's like, oh, well, I guess we're done here. It's just like he like just gets up and he like doesn't have sex with her. That is the type of people I go to school with. Yeah, like if yeah, that's like one of the best. It's season 5, the season finale for season 5. Great finale. But
so what does that make Larry David?
Larry David's like super liberal. Like, but no, like I'm all for. My friends say my friends who are like political people, like lawyers and like who are in like law school and shit. They're all like, Cyro, you just don't know it. You say you're an independent, but you're a libertarian. They're like, you're like Dave Portnoy. I'm like, I'm not.
I want to be what's that cool word with an A? Or I want to be an aristocrat. What does that mean?
I don't know. Have you heard the joke, the aristocrats?
With the cats? I just want to be whatever an aristocrat is.
Aaron, anybody who's extreme either side, extreme Republicans, extreme Democrats, they're all regressive. We need a 6-party system that it's called, and we use ranked choice voting, and we need to get rid of the electoral college. We're done with politics. Move on. The aristocrats. Have you ever heard the joke, the aristocrats?
Just the cats.
Okay, so there's this family. They're at a talent agent's house, and they show up and they're like, "Hey, we have this new bit. I think you'd be interested in it." and let's show you it. And they're like, okay, here we go. So just out of nowhere, they just start making out and just start fucking each other. The dad's fucking the mom, the two kids, the sister and the brother just fucking each other. So then
I was lost.
So they're just fucking each other. Oh, just the family just starts fucking each other. And then, the dad bends the son over. He starts ramming the son. And then out of nowhere, the son doesn't know what to do. So he starts throwing up. But then at the same time, he's getting fucked in the ass. So he starts throwing up and shitting all over the place. And at this point, there's shit all over the walls. There's throw up there. And, the mom and the sister are getting thrown up. So they start throwing up. So there's throw up. There's shit everywhere. And at this point, there's throw up and shit. You got to just add one more bodily fluid. Feces and piss. So now you got the whole trio of piss, shit, and throw up all over there. And so the dad decides to just fucking start fingering the mom. And the mom's like, okay, if you're going to finger me, I'm going to just cut my nails real quick and then just stick it up the daughters and just starts finger banging the daughter, spinning her around like a pizza. And then out of nowhere, the pimple on the back of the mom pops. And I don't even know where I'm going with this. This is so bad. I don't even remember this joke entirely. And so out of nowhere, I don't even know. I'm done with this joke.
Where was any of that going?
The joke ends like this. The joke ends like this. So the dad sticks his hand down the throat of the mom, knocks out all her teeth. Hands down, stuck on the throat. He's trying to get the mom off his hand. The mom's stuck on his hand. He swings her around. She hits the two kids. The kids fly into the wall. They're fine. All the shit, piss, and throw up break their fall. They're bleeding a little bit. There's some blood, but that's the feces and shit clog the blood. And, finally the dad pulls the hand out of the mom's mouth. And they're all covered there. They're all covered in shit. Naked, finishing fucking each other. The dad's jizzed everywhere, and they go over to the town agent, who now is covered in jizz, throw up, piss, and feces. He wipes off his glasses, and he's like, "Wow, what do you call your guys yourself?" And the mom, with her last dying breath, looks at her. The cat. It dies. And then the kids don't last any longer. The dad gave him some, amino sulfates, and he puts the amino sulfates, the smelling salts above their nose, wakes them up, but they don't last any longer. But you know what? He gets hired by the town agent. He's making a killing in Vegas now, I hear.
Is that the joke?
Yes, I did it terrible. Search up Bob Saget, the Aristocats.
That's a Bob Saget joke.
It's a famous joke. The joke's called the Aristocat, and what's called it's basically the dirtiest joke of all time. And search up the Aristocrat. Yeah. Every great comedian has done it. There's a movie called The Aristocats, and it's like 100 comedians tell the same joke. And each one has to say it differently. Like, you say it differently. But the whole thing is, it's a family who's super fucked up. They go to show their act. They're called the Aristocats. And then the joke ends. What do you guys call yourself? The Aristocats. And then it's just like an improv joke. Like, all comedians know it.
Yeah, interesting. I hate to
I'm
mute
sorry,
the joke.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that was just it was a messed up joke. It wasn't funny.
When I first listened to a Bob Saget stand-up comedy,
you were shocked.
My childhood was ruined. It's just completely ruined.
I suck dick for coke. You ever suck dick for weed? That's the best line ever.
Wow.
You've never seen Half Baked? When Dave Chappelle goes to rehab for marijuana, and he goes, "I'm here because I have a problem. I'm addicted to marijuana." And they're like, "Marijuana's not a drug." And then Bob Saget stands up in the meeting. He's like, "I suck dick for crack or suck dick for coke. You ever suck dick for marijuana?" And then Dave Chappelle's like, I can't say I have. This is like,
I've probably seen it, but it's not coming.
So good.
I like the ice cream. Oh, I think I have seen this because people say I'm like one of these people. I'm pretty sure. Do you see any? resemblance?
If I remember, if it's right, you kind of look like the comedian.
See it.
Give me a second. I know who they're talking about. Yeah,
The
you look
white
like
dude.
the white dude. You look like the white dude. Yeah, I forget his name. He's a
I don't
comedian.
think so though, but
If you grew your hair out,
weird.
it's on Amazon. Jim Brewer. Yeah, Jim Brewer. You kind of do look like Jim Brewer. If you grew your hair out.
Jim Brewer, Jim Brewer, Jim Brewer.
Jim. Oh, Brewer. I set this at Brewer. He was an SNL comedian.
Oh, I'll take it.
So geek.
I need to be in this show. Our interim host.
We'll figure it out. Okay, so we talked about Kevin Durant. Adam Silver dropped the bomb. So basically, first off, Adam Silver is in favor of lowering in the next collective bargaining agreement to going from 19 to 18, allowing players who are 18 years old to come in. And besides that, oh wow, NBA say they won't consider abortion state laws when selecting all-star hosts. I don't know why that would be. And then I'm very intrigued by all this. Also, what is your situation with Brittany Griner?
Well, Skip. I would definitely not come back. I'd say fuck that shit. If I had Brittany Griner money, assuming she is like a millionaire, I would probably live in Spain. So,
I mean, I would live somewhere in Europe. I have dual citizenship, so like I could live anywhere
that's
in
so
Europe.
cool.
I'm an Italian citizen. So
Whoa,
like
that's even cooler.
yeah, so I can live anywhere in the EU. I mean, I personally would live either. I mean, I would live in certain parts of France, probably Amsterdam. I have cousins in Amsterdam. I have a cousin in Ibiza.
We surrender. Oh,
You know,
no.
France is. I would live in the French Riviera,
Oh, we surrender. My
but
croissant.
I've thought
How do
about
you?
moving to Europe
I want to do it so bad. How do you get citizenship in Italy? That's the coolest thing in the world. What do I do? What do I do? What do
I
I
mean,
do, man? How
my
do I
my
do that?
my family's from Italy, so like my dad has an Italian citizenship, so like because he has an Italian citizenship, I get an Italian citizenship.
Oh man,
Hmm.
I would be long gone by now.
You have any family that's like a grandparent from Europe? Is any of your grandparents from Europe?
My great grandparents were from Italy.
If you can prove it and you can find like proof that they're from Italy, you can go to your embassy and go get yourself an Italian citizenship. I mean,
Why can't I just go to my Italian embassy and just get an Italian citizenship regardless?
because they don't let anyone get a fucking
Why?
Italian. Because immigration?
We let everyone in here.
No, we don't.
Damn.
Both of my parents got their. My dad got his citizenship in the 80s, like after 5 years of living here, but that was because he got from his first wife, who was an American citizen, and then my mom got an American citizenship because she married my dad.
Oh, so yeah, I can go. I could go to Italy and like on vacation for like a year and get away with that. And I just have to find a girl and get married, right?
Yeah, you just have to get married, and she can give you an Italian citizenship. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That should be no problemo for.
But same thing with, I mean, every country has their own laws, but those are the Italian laws. You just have to prove it. Like Norway, theoretically, Aaron over here, he could, like, if he can have like proof, like I guess like the birth certificate or immigration papers of them coming over, you guys can go get, like Aaron could get a Norwegian citizenship, and you could get yourself a Italian citizenship. You just have to have proof. And I mean, sometimes by going to the embassy, if you don't have proof, you can have them search up your grandparents' name, and by going to the embassy, they'll have it on the records, and if they can find the records, then You can.
All right, I'll do that.
Um, it's pretty cool. I mean, yours will take a bit longer now that you're over 18. It's better if you do it when you're under the age of 18 because it's free. It's automatic.
Damn.
But so, you know who's now that we talked about,
Take it.
yeah, I agree. America is still the best country in the world, but
Not for long. You know
mm,
what? This you want to hear a hot take?
what?
This I hate how this has been a pretty political show, but
This has been a political ass show.
hot take. What are your thoughts, real quick thoughts on a U.S. invasion of Canada and Mexico?
That just would not happen. We would just purchase them. We don't invade. We just purchase countries nowadays.
So how about we purchase those two countries?
It just wouldn't happen. Canada, if anything happens to Canada, Canada is going to turn into two countries. Quebec as its own country.
Whoa.
Quebec like does not like. It's basically
Quebec?
British. Yeah, and like it wouldn't happen. We just wouldn't happen. You don't take countries over anymore. That's not a thing. And also, there's too much. We could have taken Mexico, and we could have taken. We could taken like. We could have taken Mexico. Like we're basically racist. We could have taken Mexico and Canada in the past, and we didn't because we didn't want to integrate their people. Because that's like a big problem with our like a lot, like we could have had a lot more territories, but we didn't. You can go into this, but like I don't want to like step like there's so much more, and like I don't want to step again. This is an NBA show, but it goes yeah. Back in the 1800s and early 1900s, we could have had a lot more territories, and a lot of the territories we have today that have not became states and stuff like that. The reason why they never became states and stuff like that is because we didn't want to integrate them into our society. Like the country of Liberia was created by the United States because at one point we were going to ship because we expected slavery to die out. We were going to give all the slaves the options when they were free to go back to Africa and go to Liberia, which was a country that we created. James Monroe created. That's why the capital is called Monrovia.
I just am into I'm watching the Alex Jones documentary.
Oh my fucking god! Get out of here! Don't.
Dude,
You're watching it.
It's pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, today's a history class.
The answer to 1984 is 1773.
Either way, Pelicans star EJ Liddell
Yeah.
suffered a torn ACL, and
It's very depressing.
yeah, I know it sucks.
I really wanted him on the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, no, who EJ Liddell?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, first off, I think it's actually like incredibly interesting to see. Like, dude, I honestly thought he was going to be the Herb Jones this year for them, and look, now it's different. So, I think
Shut them down, kids. Shut down your young guns for the last Summer League game. Please, Houston, shut down. Jabari, please shut down. Jacob. Yeah.
yeah. No.
Still going.
It's been a bad tangent day, but no, I think also another thing we saw was Jalen Brunson 4-year, $104 million deal.
No sign and trade. Because why make it a sign and trade?
I don't know why. What are they talking about still going?
I don't know. Who's
No.
our guy?
Who's our guy? But AJ Griffin, he's been injured, dude. It's so sad that we haven't seen him on the Hawks yet. I know.
Shadon.
Shade on Sharp, that was a disappointment. God damn.
tough, brutal. This
It really
man,
was.
goddamn, dude, that's actually so brutal.
So, any closing remarks? We talked about the Raptors. Tomorrow we can talk about the Lakers. I assume this is mine. Cyro. My name is Cyro.
Zero.
That's in English.
Zero.
Cyro. And
How would
Italian.
you put the like abbreviation things on it?
Asseo de Cook.
No,
What?
like
Oh,
if it was Jack, I'd do like Jack. I, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Zero. Zero.
yeah, like
Zero. Zero
Cyro.
with a C. Zero with a C.
Yeah, zero with a C.
Zero.
So, yeah, Cyro.
Zero.
I actually wanted our boy Max Hill to pop on, tell me, because I wanted him to pop on because I was going to be like, yo, let me send my newsreel to your uncle to give me a job as a reporter.
Oh. Yeah, I called you
Yeah,
Cairo for like a week. I apologize.
you're good.
We did not know each other.
We did not know each other. I thought
I'm
his
trying
name was
to.
Will for 2 weeks. I thought his name was Will.
So there you go. Yeah,
His name's actually fucking Jackson.
I always forget about that. Yeah, we gotta change Twitter. I don't know what to change it to. My final remark is
To your
if you
fucking
go
name?
what?
Change it to your name.
Yeah, I should probably do that. My final remark is that I thought that.
Did you have a pet lizard or a pet salamander? You look like the type of kid who had a pet lizard or salamander or like a gecko growing up.
Why do you think that?
You seem like that type of kid who had one of those.
Weird.
You did not want
No, I would have.
I thought about this.
A snake or something.
We know each other because, well, I DM'd him on Twitter. And turns out that his cousins are actually 2 kids that I used to party with in high school in Baltimore.
Yeah, with Mello and shit.
Yeah, with Mello. We threw it back. Way back. But Max
Yeah.
Hill, where the fuck are you? I wanted to ask you that. Tell your uncle, send me your uncle's contact information so I can send him my newsreel so I can get offered a job. Yeah, I really did climb. I climbed into a lot of DMs. He was the first one to respond. Beat him to the
I don't
rush.
get many DMs.
Yeah, I hopped in those DMs and he's like, who the fuck is sending me a message?
Yeah. Who's this bot?
Yeah, who's this bot? Who's this guy who sent me a generic message that he sent to like 20 other people?
Some shitty link.
It was like 10. It was 10 other people, but like still. My dog is also like passed out, wrapped in my comforter. Like she's shifted a few times, but she is passed out. All right.
What are you gonna do for lunch? And also, if you go back and you watch my Lakers Heat stream on my Lakers channel, I'd say that Jay Huff deserves a roster spot, and he got one today.
Jay Huff does deserve a roster spot. To eat, I have some frozen burger patties, so I might make. No, I might make a frozen burger patty, or I have some soup.
No soup for you.
Good soup.
Eh.
All right.
I don't know if that's from.
The Adam Driver movie. It was a meme.
I know it's a meme. I don't know. I know. Yeah.
Vasilija Micha is about to get traded and come over to the NBA. He wants like $5 to $10 million a year, though.
To the Raps.
That'd be cool. But either way, today we talked about the Raptors. Tomorrow we'll either talk about the Lakers, the Rockets, or somebody else that.
We forgot to do the Nets and the other one we didn't do.
We did talk about the Brooklyn Nets at the beginning for a bit.
Oh, that count? I didn't know that counted. Damn.
That was kind of. My all-time favorite team is split between the Wizards, Timberwolves, and Magic. Oh, my favorite Adam Sandler movie
is none.
It would either have to be Mr. Deeds. Mr. Deeds is a good one. Mr. Deeds is a good one, I think, because I'm not gonna go with a basic like Happy Gilmore or something.
Ooh, I go to Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore is a great one, but Mr. Deeds is a classic. I mean, Uncut Gems is his best. Uncut Gems is his best performance. You know what? I'm gonna go
Uncut
with
Gems
the
is
Wedding
overrated.
Singer. The Wedding Singer.
Jack and Jill.
That's like one of his worst movies ever. Ridiculous Six.
Bedtime stories.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
My favorite team is the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Wait, I thought you said that. You're a Bulls fan? I
I'm a
want to
Bulls
say this looks so clean with the brick background.
fan.
If you zoom in.
Yeah, I'm starting to. I like it.
Wedding
Oh.
Singer's so good. Colin Sexton. Looks like the Miami Heat and Utah Jazz are interested in him. If not, he's signing a Jordan Clarkson-esque deal to return to the Cleveland. But if not, he might just sign the qualifying offer. All right.
Oh, true.
Oh, so I think we're gonna head out. We'll see you tomorrow. If you guys missed the show, check it out on podcast episodes. But this is a live internet show. It's just we put it on podcasts. But to be a friend and tell a friend if you like the show.
Not a freaking podcast.
It's not a freaking podcast. It's an internet radio show. And go check out Will Jackson on all his channels and social media. And then also, I also realized I never turned on the ticketer today.
Oh,
I'm so
yeah.
mad. So
I
mad at
realized
that. All right. And check me out on all my streaming, not the streaming, but
Check me out. Check me out.
YouTube and
out.
Twitter, social media. Okay, I'm done. Goodbye. Have a great
Oh.
day. This was a crapshoot today.
We'll get them next time.